The statement issued this morning says there are upside risks to inflation projections stemming from factors such as possible realization of demand for higher wages. Is CBSL anticipating any fresh demands from the state sector for increased salaries in the coming months?
No, that's not the CBSL expectations. If there is a wage increase, there will have an impact on the inflation expectations and some demand factor. But in our assessment, but when we see upside to the inflation, as I mentioned earlier, what we see right now, short-term indicator-based inflation is running less than 1% going forward. So even if that's increased, some risk of increased wages, I don't think there's a risk of at least going into the reaching the target of 5%. Actually, I don't think there can't be a wage pressures that will drive inflation from 1% to 5%. That's why we are very confident that measure that we have taken. And if there's any evidence of demand pressure coming up, obviously we have several ways and means you can address, but right now we don't see that. Obviously, that's what he highlights, a risk, both upside and downside. There are both sides risks. For example, now electricity tariff reduction, second round impact of that on the prices and goods and services. Could be even, inflation could be lower than what we have projected. So that has happened even, if you look at the last monthly review projection versus what was realized, is actually a risk on the downside. Yeah.
So, if I can explain this risk analysis, how do you interpret this risk analysis is, we are showing a fan chart. The fan chart shows our baseline forecast. So this risk analysis is to see whether the actual inflation is going to be deviating from what is shown in the fan chart. It's not above the targeted level. So the risk is not missing the target. The risk is to see the actual inflation may deviate from what we are showing in the baseline.
But compared with our projections? Yeah.
Compared to our baseline projection. It doesn't mean that it will be, we will be reaching 5% target level if these risks realize on the upside, and we will be further reducing. So this is in line with the baseline. What are the possible risks on the upside and downside that actual will be deviating from our baseline projection?